This is a short video about how to breathe some performance back into an old worn out tire on your dirt bike. Now this might be considered kind of sketchy by some, maybe a little bit redneck, but who knows. Using a 4-inch grinder with a Lancelot attachment. This is a Maxxis Max Cross Desert IT on my KTM 300 XCW. It has lost most of the biting edges on the forward gripping part of the knob. Is all rounded off, obviously, as you can see. When these tires are new, these larger lugs have a groove, I guess, right down the center, and this tire is worn out enough that groove isn't there anymore. This makes it really kind of sketchy and scary to ride on when the terrain is dry and hard and rocky. Now I don't have to say, at least I shouldn't have to preach safety with something like this. I mean, obviously this doesn't have a guard on it, and if it gets away from you, you're going to fuck yourself up, and you're going to fuck your tire up in pretty serious way. So safety disclaimer out of the way, let's get to it. Now the idea is just only to square off the biting edge on the forward lug, and at least on this tire to re-add the groove down the center of the big lug. I didn't touch the side lugs because they're already delicate enough. Now, another thing to consider is this makes a giant mess, as you can see by the rubber shavings on my porch. Now, hopefully this camera is working out and you guys can see this. But I'm going to start off by recarving this center lug out a little bit. I was using the casting lines down the center of the tire as kind of a guide. Okay, there's that one done. I don't have to mention that if you go too deep, you're going to have problems. A light touch and familiarity with a grinder is a big deal. If you've never used one of these and you're not confident, don't fuck with this. You fuck yourself up. Now let's go on to working on these side lugs and this lug here. This is difficult to do with the camera in the way. Just like anything with dirt bikes, throttle control on the grinder is important. Don't let it get away from you. You have to find an old tire and practice on it before you get too far into doing this on the tire that's on your bike. Now I'm almost done. I've only got a few lugs left, but I wanted to try to practice a little bit before I do the video. You're going to want to wear all the safety equipment that you feel comfortable with. Maybe install the guard on your grinder if that makes you feel more comfortable. There's that one. Again, the only thing I'm trying to do is square off these rounded lugs. Get a little bit more of that bite back. Thing to consider when you're doing this is because of the radius of the wheel, you're not going to be able to get everything between the lugs all the way down, even with the surface of the carcass of the tire, because of the other knobbies in the way. Like if I went too far, I would have shaved the corner off of this lug. I still touched it a little bit, but it doesn't matter because, hey, old tire. Makes a mess, like I said before, and it fucking stinks too. It's not rocket science, it doesn't have to be pretty. Take a little bit of a cut and then check your work, make sure it's okay, and then take another little cut if you need to. For a while you'll get a feel for how much is how much throttle on the grinder, etc., etc. I've probably got half an hour into this tire. Probably a little more with camera setup and talking and all of the other bullshit, but it doesn't take too long. It's a lot easier than taking the tire off the rim and flipping it around and then reinstalling it. And it's kind of fun. I don't generally do this, especially with motorcycle tires, because they're relatively cheap. But this particular tire I'm doing because I only get paid once a month and I can't afford to buy another tire until the end of the month. This one's pretty sketchy. I've got some experience with doing this on truck tires, Super Swampers and Michelin military tires. I have a little bit of knowledge. I've done this before, so it's not just me flying by the seat of my pants. And it looks like I'm done with this tire. Like I said, nope, I got one more right there. If you want, when you're doing this, after you've done hogging out the knobs with your grinder, you could put if you want to deburr it and make it look a little nicer, you can put a little wire brush and then go over this very lightly with the wire brush. I did that on truck tires. I don't think I'm going to do it on this tire because diminishing returns. It looks like I'm done, so let me give y'all a little spin around the tire. As you can see, I got some of the biting edges back and should get a little bit more performance and life out of this tire. Thanks for watching me be a redneck.